Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtectives.com. Well, we got another menu decoration for you today. Yesterday we did the underline effect. Somebody was asking if we could do a background color. Really easy to do. Here's our menu up here. When I hover over, you can see the background's going to change to blue and the writing is going to change to white there. Really easy to do. Again, we've just got to do a bit of CSS coding, but it's very easy. I'll take you through it step by step. So let's go back to our dashboard. I'm going to go down to Appearance and Customize for this today. That's going to take us to this page here. At the bottom, you'll find Additional CSS. I've taken it back to how it was, so there's no effect there at all. That's just our default color for our active page. So I'm going to right click and inspect one of these. Again, I'm using Google Chrome, but most browsers have this feature nowadays. Right click, hit inspect. It's going to bring up our inspector tools with HTML on this side if you've got elements selected. And if you've got styles selected over here, you've got CSS. And I actually selected a link up there, which is an A tag or an href. And it all comes under the ID of top menu. So I'm going to do exactly the same as I did yesterday. I'm going to double click and I'm going to copy that top menu ID. Notice that it's an ID there. Or you can just type it in if you want to. Always a great idea to put a title in when you're coding. Makes it easier for people to find things if they edit the site after you. Title is // // anything you write in between will not be read as code, so it's a great place for notes and titles and things. And let's say menu background. Great. Well, I copied that ID. All IDs have a hashtag in front of them, so I need to put a hashtag in there and then paste the ID in. And we want to affect the A or the link just like we did yesterday. So I'm going to put a gap. I'm going to put an A in there. Now we can open and close some curly brackets and tell it what we want it to do. Well, if we look down here, let's actually click on the A itself here. It's got a padding of bottom of 33 pixels. And when we hover over it, you can see it's got that padding at the bottom, the green up there. And that's 33 pixels. I want to put a bit of padding all around it to create our background effect. So I'm going to perhaps give it 8 pixels all around. So I'm going to go back in between the curly brackets. I'm just going to write padding, P-A-D-D-I-N-G, colon, 8 pixels. I don't think that would have done it. We hover over that A again. Well, it has put it on the top because there wasn't any on the top, but the bottom has still got that 33 pixels on there. So we need to overwrite the styles by using exclamation important. Don't like to use that, but sometimes you have to overwrite styles, and that's what we need to do. Now that padding is right around it, and you see where the green is, that's where we're going to apply that background color there. But that line's popped up because we've taken away what was 33 pixels at the bottom, and I know I've got 8 on the bottom here, so if we take 8 from 33, that would be 25, but that's not going to do it. Because I've put 8 padding on the top, it's actually pushed this down by 8 pixels. I want it central with my logo again. So I'm going to give it a negative margin to pull it up by the 8 pixels. And then we'll have to add some more on the bottom, which will be 33. So let's do that first. I'm going to drop down a line after the semicolon there. I'm going to say margin top, dash top. I'm going to give it negative 8 pixels, negative 8 px, semicolon. And that's popped it back up in line with our logo. I know the logo doesn't look like it because we've got that line up the bottom there. That's actually back where it was now. And we can give it, say, 15 pixels margin on the bottom to see if we can push that line down here. So let's go down, margin bottom, colon. We'll try 15 pixels. I don't think that would be quite enough. It's pushed it down, but it's not pushed it down all the way. It's a faint line. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's not quite all the way down. Easiest way to adjust that. So we look down here, we've got our CSS code. that we just put in. There's the margin bottom 15 pixels. I can actually select that, left mouse click on it, roll my mouse button, and push it down to where I want it. Yeah, it's right on the bottom there. So 25, I think. So I can now change this from 15 to 25. That's great. And if I hover over this link again, you can see the green part is where we're going to put our background color, and the yellow part is the actual margin itself. So I'm going to drop down now. I'm going to copy my class name up here with the anchor tag or the A right there. Control C to copy. I'm going to drop down after our curly bracket. I'm going to paste it back in there. Right after the A with no gap, I'm going to write the word hover. I'm going to open and close some more curly brackets. And when we hover on it, let's change that background to the blue that we've been using, which is the blue of my logo up there. So I'm going to just write background, colon. I'm going to paste in that color. I've got it saved over here. Roll down as it. Throw up that little flag there. There we go. Now when I hover over, it's got that blue background. Now that doesn't look like they're quite the same blue as that. It's because the opacity by default is down a little bit. So we need to overwrite the opacity and get that to the full blue. And we'll change our link color so we can actually see it in there. Might be quite helpful. So in the hover state again, I'm going to drop down one more. I'm going to say opacity, colon, 1, which is fully visible. I'm going to force it again with the important. Put a little semicolon on the end there. Now when I hover over, it's that nice full blue color. Fantastic. But we can't see the link because it's pretty much exactly the same color. So let's change the color of the link itself. Drop down one more. I'll say color, colon, and white with CSS3 is hashtag FFF. Now when I hover over, still not changed it. So we've got to force it one more time. Again, I'll grab that important. Control C to copy. I'll paste it down here. Control V to paste. That's better. Now it's changed for us. Fantastic. That works fine. I'd like to have a little rounded corner on this perhaps. So to do that, it's very easy. We can do that up here in our regular state, not in the hover state. I'm going to drop down one. I'm going to say border, B-O-R-D-E-R, dash radius. I'm going to give it perhaps 8 pixels. Obviously adjust to taste. A little semicolon on the end. Now we've got little rounded corners. If you wanted to make those pill shaped, a lot of buttons you see are pill shaped, up that to maybe 50 pixels. And it'll give it really rounded corners like that. You see that quite a lot. I was happy with my 8 though, but adjust to taste. If you wanted that to fade in a little bit more slowly for a more gradual effect, we can do that with a transition duration. I'll say transition dash duration. It's prompted us down here. I'm going to click on the prompt. I'm going to put a colon in there. Let's set it down to maybe 1.5 seconds, 1.5 s. Semicolon. Now when we do it, it's actually going to take, actually that's not changed it. We need to force it. We're overwriting the styles there. Control C to copy. And we'll pop that one in there. Fantastic. Now let's try it. That's taking 1.5 seconds there. That's a little too much for a menu item for me. But obviously you can adjust it to taste. I'm going to take that down to 0.5 seconds, I think. Half a second. Yeah, that works fine for me. So there you go, guys. That's how you can inspect your code and make some background transitions for your menu up there. Really easy to do, as you can see. Nice little effect. You see that on a lot of websites. Once you finish putting your code in, we can shut the inspector out. Make sure you hit publish up here to make this permanent. And if we visit our site and refresh now, we've got those nice little background hover effects going on. So there you go, guys. There's how to add some little background hover effects to your menu up there. Nice little feature to put on your site. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video like this one. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.